Hi, Steve Ward here with Mercedes-Benz of London. I have the privilege this morning to show off the brand new 2014 E-Class. Now, I've already done a review of some of our inventory here on a 2014 E-Class, but that was the sport model. This is the luxury version, and I'm going to point out a few differences in the two models. But as you can see right up front, some of the cowling work and bumper and the front end is a little bit different. I'm going to get it out. We'll get it on the road here in a second, and I'll give you some additional external shots. Now, this is the regular lighting package, and if you notice up here on the front in the grille, it's more traditional with the star on the top. Where the new 2014 sport model, we have the grille is a little bit different with the logo inside the grille, like you'd see in our coupes and sports cars. The suspension is a little bit different on this version versus the sport model. We don't get the offset tires and wheels either. They're all the same size all the way around, so you can rotate those tires front to back. And then the space and distance there is a little different because we're using a little bit different suspension. This car is equipped with keyless go and keyless entry. It's also we got a really neat feature we'll play with when we jump inside, and that is the walk around camera, where you get a 360-degree view. In fact, right up here you can kind of see this camera also here. We've got cameras right up underneath here, and we can actually get a 360 view. Let's jump in. We'll start it up. We'll look at some of those features. Here's our keyless go button. A nice feature about this is if you don't want keyless go, because it is a love-hate thing, you can just pull out the button and you can insert the key. Beautiful woodwork in the car. They've changed this whole section here. They've got a clock now, an analog clock similar to our S-Class models. This is aluminum trim here, and this is real wood. They've inverted the position of this trim. It used to be on the top. It's on the bottom now. This is a little different. We've got aluminum buttons through here now. Some of this is still the same layout. They're calling the 2014 model a facelift from the model that was introduced in 2010. I love how they've trimmed these seat buttons. I really love the transition here, where we've got the blacker carpet, the light material here. Because when you get in some of those really light colored carpeted cars, it's really hard on you on the on that light carpet as far as scuffs and dirt are concerned. Now, when I go here. This is our command system. The command system is controlled by this this controller right here. It's very ergonomically designed. I can place my hand here, and I can actuate everything up on the screen by simply turning and selecting the dial. There's 3 different tiers, and then I can select here. The reason Mercedes-Benz does this is they feel that if you have to actually take your finger off, you have to look at your finger, you have to look at the point you're going to touch, and if you bring your finger up to touch it, you have to take your eyes off of the road. Well, that's dangerous, and as you know, Mercedes-Benz is all about safety. So with this, and having the screen in a very high position, we can actually, as we're driving just kind of out of the corner of our eye, we can see that, and then we can also adjust things. Now, it has a very good voice control system here. If we push this button, we can actually talk to the system. If you notice right here too, as we peek behind the steering wheel, we've got paddle shifting, and that allows us to shift the car manually. Note also that we don't have any gear selectors here. It's all up here on the steering column. As I do that, we've got this surround camera view. You can see as I open things. Let's see, it's not in. Oh, its reverse goes back when it's a safety feature. If I go from reverse here, it's going to put it in park. Alright, so if we go here, we've got the surround camera. As we back out, we've got a direction. You can see both the front and the rear end of the vehicle where it's going to track. And then as I go forward, it actually tracks out this way. So you see how I can see the curb, and it's like I'm looking down on the vehicle right here. We've also, as I go up to the screen here, you've got some different views this way as well. It's fantastic. I think that it's extremely safe when we're talking about you know, children and things like that. The best or nothing is the Mercedes-Benz slogan. It is felt through every part of this vehicle. The fit and finish is second to none. Mercedes-Benz invented the very first car. If you do a patent search or a search for the very first patent of an automobile, it was 1886 by Carl Benz. Notice out here, this car is also equipped with the see those little triangles? That is the blind spot assistance. And so it has a radar out the side. If somebody's in your blind spot, it will warn you. If you put on your blinker and somebody's in your blind spot, it will sound an alarm. It's also got Eco Start Stop, so right here we can override that by simply pushing that button, but in a lot of stop and go city traffic, the engine will stop. Another really neat feature about the car here is the fact that this car will park itself. If you see that little park thing right there at the bottom of the screen, as we come up on a spot, you can it'll tell you if the car will fit in that spot. See that little arrow that just popped up? I simply put this in reverse. It comes up and says, hey, do you want to do park assist? Right here I say yes, and then I simply take my hands off the wheel. As you can see, it is actually parking by itself. I do not have my hands on the steering wheel. My hand is right here, and it will actually parallel park this vehicle. As I'm coming in here, you can see, and in my rear view camera, as I come in here, it's actually doing its thing all on its own. We go to drive, it'll pull forward for us. Very fun system to use. I say OK here, and it will actually also guide me back out of the space once I put it in park and select the and turn my turn signal on. Very quiet, rides fantastic, plenty of power. You've got a 302 horsepower engine in the 350. 302 is significant when you consider that just a few years ago our cars had a 302 horsepower engine in the V8. So if you had a 500, you were producing 302 horsepower. But we're producing that out of a V6 naturally aspirated engine. It's a direct injection technology, which gives you better torque and gas mileage ratings. Nice color display up here in the center of the analog gauges. Right here on top is a Parktronic sensor, which will indicate if you're getting close to something, and there's one of those located in the front and the back of the car, and then that little strip there is the feedback that shows you, those LEDs show you if you're getting close. This car is set with a sunroof, seat belts for 5. I'm going to jump out and give you one more view of the whole car. Very elegant. That's Steve Ward with Mercedes-Benz of Linden, 801-222-4412. I hope you've enjoyed this tour of the brand new 2014 E-Class.